Ahem, work-related communications coming through. Ruth, it's about the contract with A Company. You know, the one you were responsible for managing? They pulled out and the contract got aborted.
It got what? Why would they do that?
Don't tell me you're surprised. It's obviously because you're incompetent. That was such an important contract to this company. I mean, really. Talk about the mother of all screw-ups. How do you plan on taking responsibility?
Kimberly, I'm really sorry, but I need to make this clear. I was in charge of that project and responsible for all communications between our company and that client. There hasn't even been so much as a hint of a problem until now. Why would they pull out all of a sudden?
Listen, Ruth. I've been holding back so as not to upset you. But shall I just come out with it?
Not to upset me? What is this, kindergarten? How can I understand the situation if you don't tell me? Anyway, something doesn't quite sit right with me. Why didn't they contact me about the cancellation of the contract? Why you, when you never had anything to do with that project to begin with?
Oh, I give up. You're just too dim-witted. That's why there's no hope for you at this company.
Excuse me?
If you don't even take the time to consider what a client might be thinking, or what kinds of things they might expect from us as a company, or what kind of alterations they might like to see made, how do you expect to get anywhere in this business? This is probably why you're suffering from that strange illness of yours.
Strange illness?
What was it again? Appendicitis?
Ulcerative colitis.
Oh yeah, that's the one. Listen, Ruth, when you become an adult and enter society, you have a responsibility to properly look after and manage your own health.
My illness has nothing to do with whether or not I'm looking after myself properly. It's genetic. Besides, don't change the subject. What does my illness have to do with the cancellation of this contract? I'd appreciate if you kept your comments about my health to yourself, given it's got absolutely nothing to do with you.
Because you're defective.
What?
The client said they had to abort the contract because they didn't feel comfortable doing business with someone who they felt could collapse at any moment. You have to admit, it's too risky from a client's perspective to be engaged in negotiations with someone so sickly and diseased.
If that's true, why would their first move be to pull the plug on the project entirely instead of requesting a change of personnel? You're saying the contract itself got cancelled, aren't you? Why couldn't someone like, say you for example, have just stepped in as a pinch hitter to save the project and ensure all of this time and resources that went into it thus far weren't a total waste?
Why would I know? Do I look like a mind reader? All I know is that the client said they can't do business with us anymore. Why are you clinging to them so desperately now they're gone? It was all your fault. Maybe if you made some effort not to be so sickly, they wouldn't have left us in the first place.
If my illness genuinely was the reason they backed down, then I can only apologize.
Unfortunately, this isn't the kind of problem that goes away with a mere apology. Why don't you take a long, hard think about the damage you've done to this company? And take responsibility accordingly?
Yes, understood.
Not understood. What are you going to do? I want detailed suggestions, proposals, a plan of action. How do you intend to make up for this?
I'll work to the best of my ability to undo my failure and bring the client back.
Wrong answer. What you really need to do is have more awareness of your status as sickly, dead weight at our company. And accordingly keep your mouth shut, keep your head down, and work silently in the background where you can't cause any further problems. If that's too hard for you, I think you'd make for an excellent coffee girl. I take milk and 2 sugars. If even that's too difficult, I suggest you start sleeping with the right people, because you're doomed to a future of failure and disappointment if you rely solely on your ability to actually do the job. You're an incompetent fool, and everyone knows it. Ah, you're leaving my messages on read. How mature. Sulking, are we? This is exactly what I'm talking about. The moment things become a little inconvenient for you, you bury your head in the sand, even going as far as ignoring your direct superior. You really are beyond help. If I'm honest, I'd rather you just resigned.
Good morning, Kimberly. I'm in the middle of a job right now, so I can't talk on the phone. Can I help you with something? Wait, shouldn't you be in the office already?
How dare you? Do not screw me around, Ruth. What lies have you been filling the boss's head with?
What do you mean? Lies?
Don't play dumb. I know exactly what you did. When I pulled into the car park and tried entering the staff door like usual, the company president was stood there blocking my way. He told me never to show my face at work again. No, he didn't just tell me, he yelled until he had goddamn steam coming out of his ears.
Oh wow, that sounds rough. I did hear the boss can be a bit passionate at times. That's probably the reason he was able to build such a successful company, though.
I don't give a damn about that. All I can think of is that you went up and said something to him. Why else would he fire me? What did you do? Tell me.
I didn't do anything at all. All I did was head out this morning to apologize for losing the contract you told me about.
What?
Think about it. If a project collapses and it's your fault, don't you think offering a sincere apology and requesting the decision be reconsidered after promising to do better is the right and reasonable thing to do? That wasn't just my project after all. People from various departments were involved, and lots of hopes and dreams were pinned on it.
Huh? You went to see the client directly?
That's right. I swallowed my pride, got down on my knees, and apologized. Their project manager rushed out immediately when he saw what was going on, and explained the situation to me in minute detail. Everything, Ruth. I know. You tried stealing that contract from me, didn't you? You lurked in wait for Mr. Grant, the project manager, in the office car park, and waited until he finished his meeting. Then, when he got out, you basically forced him to go to dinner with you. You did nothing but badmouth me at the restaurant. Then, when you thought you'd trashed his opinion of me, you started trying to convince him of what a talented and reliable employee you are, Mo. Have you no shame? Then, to top it all off, you invited him to stay the night at a hotel with you. He described his feelings at the time of a complex mixture of shock, disgust, and terror. Being so desperate to go home at that point that he'd do anything to get away from you, but at the same time wanting to avoid handing you the project at all costs. He did the only thing he could think of and proposed aborting the contract entirely. Here's the key point though. He didn't actually want to. But you, feeling you had the ammunition you needed, launched your full frontal assault on me and came up with whatever lies it took to have me held responsible. Even putting it mildly, you're a disgrace. Don't worry though, I already told the section manager everything. Based on what you just told me, it seems like word of what you did made its way into conversation with the president.
Why, you little... You really shouldn't have done that. Mark my words, you won't get away with this. I'll make you regret it if it's the last thing I do. Prepare yourself, Ruth. There is a storm coming.
Do what you like. Just make sure you don't do anything to cause any further trouble for the company. You might have been fired, but this company's done a lot for you, so I hope you've at least got the decency to spare them the nuance of your little revenge campaign.
Ruth, long time no see. Is now a good time? I have some news for you.
What?
You're gonna love this. Wait for it. I got married!
Oh, that's nice. Congrats.
I'm the happiest I've ever been. Listen, Ruth, I've been doing some thinking and I feel so guilty about the trouble I've caused you. I just wanted to take this opportunity to apologize.
Oh, if it's about the contract, don't worry. I'm already over it.
No, not that. Something else. I stole your fiancé.
My fiancé? Who do you mean when you say my fiancé? I'm not engaged to anyone. I've been happily married for a long time.
WTF?
Wait
a sec. This can't be. You're joking, aren't you? Or you're lying because you're so angry. Yes, that must be it. Lol.
It's not a joke and it's not a lie. I'm married, which means I have a husband. Which means I'm not engaged, which means I don't have a fiancé for you to steal.
Aha, that's it. I bet you've already had word from him about the engagement being broken off, haven't you? I bet you're sat reminiscing over old photos and crying your eyes out as we speak. Look, I get it. I'm probably the last person you want to admit your heartbreak to. You won't be the only one crying at this rate. You're so pathetic, I think I almost feel sorry for you, lol.
You must be making some kind of misunderstanding.
I'm not misunderstanding anything. I know he's your fiancé. He approached me while I was crying on my own at the car park. On the day the president fired me outside the office, he really is a wonderful man. He could see I was upset and asked me if I needed someone to talk to.
That's all well and good, but I don't see how you go from that being dead certain this randomer from the car park is my fiancé.
He told me, of course. He said he came to the office to drop something off his fiancé left at home. But he said he just couldn't bear to see such a pretty girl crying and not say anything. I figured out he was your fiancé. Well, we were chatting over a coffee in a local cafe. I'm sorry to say this, but he said he found me much more attractive than you, and that I gave him butterflies in his stomach of the kind he hadn't felt since he was a teenager. Things between us began moving really fast after that. We went to bed together that night, and before we knew it, we were discussing marriage. It was then I knew I'd found my soulmate.
He sounds like a scammer.
Huh?
Yep, a marriage scammer.
What? Don't be so ridiculous. A marriage scammer, what even is that? Make some sense, woman. We are soulmates. Are you jealous? Is that it?
Kimberly, it seems like your desire to take revenge on me is clouding your better judgment and impairing your ability to think rationally. That's the most obvious marriage scam I've ever heard of. Did he ask you for money at any point while he wasn't whispering sweet nothings in your ear? Let me guess. Something like an advance payment on the wedding costs, which he empathetically promised he'd give you back later?
Huh? How did you know? Yes, he did. But that's hardly unusual. Things are moving really fast between us, so he probably didn't have the funds to get the ball rolling at a moment's notice. This is just how whirlwind romances are.
Oh, no. You'll never see that money again. I'm pretty familiar with this scam because I had a friend who very nearly fell for the same one a while back. Luckily, she realized what was going on and backed out at the last minute. You, however, such a shame.
I'm actually embarrassed for you, Ruth. The lengths you'll go to hide your heartbreak over having your fiancé stolen are bordering on tragic. Please salvage what remains of your dignity by gracefully admitting defeat. Yes, that's right. You lost, and I won.
I can repeat myself if you like. I'm already married. My husband's abroad on business right now. But I can send you some pictures of us if you like.
Oh, please, stop it, Ruth. You can't seriously expect me to believe someone like you could bag yourself a husband. What man in his right mind would have an interest in a sickly little creature like you?
We were classmates in high school. We were friends since long before I fell ill. He confessed his love to me after I got my diagnosis. He said the illness was irrelevant to him, and he wanted to be with me because he loved me.
Wait a sec. What? So this guy I'm engaged to really isn't your fiancé?
Yay, you finally got it! This is kinda what I've been trying to tell you this whole time.
I just tried to call him. He won't pick up. What should I do? Help!
Not my problem.
What? You mean you're not going to help me? This is all your fault. The least you could do is give me some advice. Take responsibility for what you have done.
What? This is my fault? So let me get this straight. First, you tried to steal my contract back when you still had a job and failed miserably. Then, you tried to steal my fiancé, assumed, and failed miserably once again. Is that a fair summary? To top it all off, suddenly I'm the one who's responsible somehow? Really gets the neurons firing. Would you mind explaining which part exactly is my fault? I'm drawing blanks here.
Don't twist the facts. I want my money back. $40,000 directly into my bank account now.
Nope. 40K though. Wow, he took you to the Gleaners. It's time you learned how to take responsibility for your own actions, Kimberly.
Fine, you win. I'll apologize for what I did. I'm sorry for everything. The contract, trying to steal your fiancé, everything. Can I just have my money back? Please? Not only did he take my entire bank balance, I don't even have a job anymore. How am I supposed to live?
Go back and live with your parents then? Or you could, I don't know, find a new job? In any case, I have zero obligation to help you.
Please stop talking like that. We used to be coworkers. Ruth, I'm begging you. Ruth!
We used to be coworkers? That's literally the least compelling plea for help I've ever heard. Anyway, I'm sure you'll figure out a way to fix this on your own. After all, you were always super talented at getting yourself out of difficult situations, weren't you? By sleeping with the right people? After that, Kimberly started showing up outside the company office every day, lurking behind cars until I clocked off, at which point she would jump out, yelling expletives and harass me relentlessly. However, she was eventually spotted by our notoriously passionate and at times hot-headed company president. He reported her to the police, who came down immediately and bundled her into the back of a car. Apparently, her spirit was so crushed when hit with the reality of what her life had become, she broke down in tears in the police car and was inconsolable by the time she reached the station. Eventually, she somehow or other managed to pull herself together and went home with a caution, promising never to go near me ever again. However, sources tell me she's still vigilantly watching and waiting, biding her time until another opportunity to take her revenge on me presents itself. Rumor has it she's applying for jobs with every one of our competitor companies and hopes to somehow leverage that as her angle to teach me the lesson she's convinced I deserve. The irony is, if she'd just reflect on her own actions for a moment, she could learn the lesson she needs to learn. Let go of her hatred and move on with her life. Will she? I'm not holding my breath. Anyway, in more important news, I found out I was pregnant last month. I left the company when I got the news and decided to move abroad to be a stay-at-home housewife for my husband. So the whole thing with Kimberly is as good as ancient history to me now. I'm just praying I'm not unfortunate to bump into her in the street before my flight.
Good morning, Mom. I need advice on something. Do you have time? Oh, good morning, Cindy. What can I do for you? Is something wrong? Tom and I are getting a divorce. Divorce? What are you talking about? What happened? What did my stupid son of mine do this time? Had an affair? Oh my god. What? Well, it seems he met the girl of his dreams on some dating app. A dating app? Is he totally bonkers? I heard about it through a friend of mine. She showed me a photo of the two of them on this dating app. This looks like your husband, she said. It was a little embarrassing to say the least. I thought maybe it could have been anything. Probably a mistake. Someone at work or something. But he had also uploaded a photo of us together, but with me cut out. I'm so sorry. That stupid, no-good son of mine! I brought him up wrong. It's all my fault. It's not your fault, Mom. It's just his character. He's always been a little like that. Figured after a few years of marriage he would grow up. I really should have put an end to it the last time he cheated on me. I should have listened to you. You told me to get a divorce, but I just couldn't. I really should have taken your advice and put an end to it. That no-good son of mine. You are way too good for him, Cindy. You don't have to hold back. You know that, right? I'm his mother and all, but I just can't forgive him for causing you so much grief. Yes, you've been so kind to me. I didn't want to let you down. If we got divorced, we'd have to cut all ties. I just didn't want that. How many times do I have to tell you? Even if you divorce him, our relationship would not change one bit. We're free to be friends, aren't we? Besides, I think of you as my daughter. How can I cut ties with my daughter, silly? I really appreciate that. And so, are you okay now? Is there anything I can do? If you're in trouble and you need me, don't hesitate to contact me. I'm here for you. Well, actually, I am in a bit of a bind. I'm currently at a motel downtown. Huh? Did you leave home? Well, yes and no. Tom took my key away from me and kicked me out of the house. I had nowhere else to go. He told me that if I didn't sign the divorce papers and promise not to demand alimony, he would sell off all my stuff in the house. Ugh, I'm speechless. Am I hearing you right? Did he kick you out? I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cause you any trouble. I had no one else to turn to. As for clothes, I don't mind him throwing those out, but all my parents' photos and things my folks left me. I guess he knew how much I cherished those photos and the valuables my folks... He figured I would relent if he threatened to throw those out. And he's probably right. Okay, I know what I have to do. Don't worry about it, Cindy. I will get those things back for you, no matter what. You can count on me. What I want you to do right now is check out of that motel and get over here to my house. Poor thing, all alone in that dark motel. I'll have a big hot meal ready for you by the time you get here. Thanks so much, Mom. You don't know how happy that makes me feel. I'm going to head to work now and explain the situation to my boss, and then I'll head over there. I just hope it's not a burden. Not a burden at all. As a matter of fact, I can't wait for you to get here. We have a lot of things to discuss. We have to make plans to get you out of this mess.
Hey, Tom! Lisa here. Are you still sleeping?
Huh? Lisa? What's going on? Why do you have 2 line accounts?
Yeah, my smartphone went completely haywire. Got a new one. I also changed my phone number.
Oh, okay. I get it. That's why 2 line accounts, huh? And so, what's up? Are you already longing to see me? You're such a cutie. Can't live without me, huh?
Hey, Tom, are you married? I was checking your line account and it says you're married.
Did you see my personal data on my line account?
Yeah, when I got the new phone. Are you married?
Did you show that to your folks?
No, just me. I got a bit worried. Haven't said anything to anybody yet. Hey, why didn't you tell me?
Lisa, listen to me and listen hard. To me, you are my number 1. Numero uno. You do understand that, right?
Yeah.
I thought if I said I was married, well, you'd hate me. I want to be with you, Lisa, and nobody else. That's why I kept quiet about it. I wanted to make things right before I told you. So, please forgive me, and trust me, everything will work out fine.
I'm so relieved to hear that. If you consider me number 1, I have no complaints. I trust you.
Oh yes, you are my number 1. And about that line account, keep it under your hat for the time being. You know, until I clean up this mess.
Sure thing, Tom.
Don't worry, things will work out. You can count on me, Lisa.
I just love that about you. So confident. Gets me excited. Do you remember when we first met?
Yeah, wasn't it last July? How could I forget?
Do you still have that photo we took?
Are you kidding me? Of course I have it. I look at it almost every day.
Really? Oh, I'm so happy. You know what? I just got a new phone and I don't have any photos on it.
No problem. I'll send it to you. Give me a second. Here you go.
Oh, thanks a lot. Now I feel like you're right here next to me. I'm kissing the screen right now.
Lisa, my love, you just can't live without me, babe.
I can't wait to see you again. When are you going to come and see me?
It's only been like 24 hours. We'll meet tomorrow. A real date this time. Can't wait to see you again.
Oh, a date, huh? We haven't gone on a date since you were in 1st grade.
Huh? What is this?
Who? Your mother, of course.
Huh? What the hell is this?
Like I said, this is your mother. You know, the mother that gave birth to you. I just bought a new smartphone.
I thought I was talking to Lisa. Is this a prank? What's going on here?
Boy, you haven't changed a bit since grade school. Slow as molasses. This is my line account, not your little lovebird Lisa.
Huh? Mom? What? What the? Are you serious?
My little ploy to collect evidence for your two-timing. Okay, so I got it when you started this whole thing, and now I even have a photo of when you two met. Cute, but does not look too smart. So easy to trick you. You always fall for my tricks.
Come on, really? Is this really you, Mom? Okay, I get it. It's you, Cindy. Right, you're acting like you're my mom. That's it, isn't it?
You wish. No, it's your dear old mom. Cindy told me everything. The girl of your dreams, huh? Met this Lisa on a dating app? Cindy told me all about this Lisa. Robbie, I miss you. Pretty good, huh? You do know that Lisa is Cindy's old schoolmate. A few years younger, though. Cindy learned of your dating app from a friend. There was this photo of you on it. So that friend gave us a hand, and that's how we found out who your little darling was. Apparently, her friend went and asked this Lisa directly. Lisa knows all about Robbie Throbby, as she called you. Ugh, really? But she had no idea you were married. But kids nowadays are really something. They're all connected and seem to know everybody. Seems such a small world. Never thought my little scheme would work like a charm on you.
Hold on 1 second, Mom. I still can't wrap my head around this whole thing. And why the hell are you and Cindy working together against me anyway? I thought you didn't want anything to do with me.
Yeah, that still goes. I don't want anything to do with you, but I have everything to do with my daughter, Cindy. You really thought I would shut up and let you abuse my daughter?
I wish you would stop conniving with my wife without my permission.
Ugh, I wish you would stop interfering with my private life. I can connive with whomever I like. And one more thing, Cindy's photos and belongings. You even lay a hand on those things, and I will see you in court. Or did you forget what my occupation is? That's right, I'm still a lawyer, and you know I'm a good one, don't you? Unlike you, who has been trying to pass the bar exam for... how many years has it been now?
You always have to bring that up! How about you? You're pretending to be someone else. That's a crime. Yeah, that's deceit!
Hey, come on, I'm your mother. I wouldn't do such a thing. Wow, you really are losing your marbles. Don't you even remember my name? It's Melissa. You know some people called me Lisa back then, but now it's just Mom. I just shortened my name. Too much bother to text, you know. Who did you mistake me for? Is there another Lisa? LOL.
That's playing dirty! And you call yourself a lawyer!
Don't really need the law to handle the likes of you. Besides, you're studying for the bar. Where do you even find the time to have an affair? For Pete's sake! You betrayed your loving wife who stood by your side for all these years, praying you would pass the bar exam one of these days, believing in you. Now, all of a sudden you found your dream girl? You're despicable! If you have no intention of passing the exam, why don't you just quit and get a job?
I'm sure I will pass it this year! I know it! As for Cindy's stuff, all of it is over here at my place. I got it all. I can dump it all in the furnace at any time. You do realize that now, don't you?
Are you blackmailing us? You do realize that's a crime. And if you throw out her belongings that her folks left her, that's what's called malicious damage to property. Don't you even know that? I really don't see how you're going to pass the bar exam this year. LOL. Give it up, son. You're not lawyer material.
Just because you're some hotshot lawyer, you have no right to criticize me! You have no idea how hard I've tried!
Have you really tried that hard? If you have time to have an affair with some young girl, you should be studying your ass off to pass that exam. Don't give me that sob story. Besides, nobody asked you to become a lawyer. I mean, really, do you even want to be one? And if it wasn't for Cindy, who's been supporting you financially all these years, you wouldn't even have a place to live. Stop with this crazy pride of yours and grow up!
I don't want anything to do with you or Cindy anymore! I'm going to cut ties with both of you! Forever! So, you want compensation, huh? Okay, I'll pay for it! Just tell Cindy to sign those divorce papers ASAP! I'm surprised you didn't know, and you call yourself a lawyer. For your information, Lisa's father is the CEO of a major corporation. I'm set for life! Cindy's divorce compensation? That's just chump change for me. Mom, can you please help me out? I think I've been completely swindled. I can't get a hold of Cindy either. Please help me out here. Your son is in trouble, for God's sake. Pick up, please. I'm sure you can get in touch with her.
Who is this? My good-for-nothing son? I thought you cut ties with us. The divorce is all settled. She wants nothing to do with you anymore.
It's Lisa. She lied to me. She had a kid. Did you guys know that?
Of course we did. Do you think we didn't conduct a thorough check? You're dumber than I thought.
And she said she was the daughter of a CEO. But the company is some fly-by-night operation with 2 or 3 employees. On top of that, the company is on the verge of bankruptcy. And about that compensation I paid you? They figured they were in debt up to their necks, so what's an extra 10 or 20,000 bucks?
So, what do you want me to do about it?
I need your help, Mother. Please. I don't want to marry this girl. But I already paid Cindy, and they want me to work to pay it off. I thought they were such nice parents, but after I got to know them, they treat me like crap.
As I recall, it was you who dumped Cindy and took off with this young girl. That's the path you decided to take. It's no fault but your own. My only advice to you is to figure it out for yourself. You created this mess. Now clean it up.
Please, Mom. Do you even know why I wanted to be a lawyer? It was you. I looked up to you. I wanted to be like you, that's why. Are you gonna just dump your son? Your own flesh and blood? At this rate, I won't even be able to study for the bar exam.
You're the one who cheated on Cindy, and now you come begging? Shame on you, son. And don't forget, the last time you had an affair, it was with that married woman. I ended up paying the husband for your damages. You do remember that, don't you? I gave you a choice. I pay the damages to the husband and we cut ties as a family, or you work and pay it off yourself and we continue as a family, as mother and son. But we know which route you took. From that day on, you were no longer my son.
Please, Mom, I was wrong. Help me out here, please. I swear, I'll study super hard to become a lawyer, so please give me another chance. Mom!
You really have to take responsibility for what you say. You can't go mouthing off about something you have no intention of doing. You're a grown man now. Get your act together, Tom! Like I said, you created this mess. You clean up! To see your own son cheating on his wife. It's hard for a mother to watch, but I had to at least try to help him out. But when he did that a second time, that was the last straw. I had to look the other way. What's more, he was studying to be a lawyer for Pete's sake. He should understand the situation he's in. After that last conversation, he gave up on his efforts to pass the bar exam and apparently went through with his marriage to Lisa. I hear he's having a hard time with his newfound family, working to pay off debts, no doubt. It will probably do him a world of good. I hope he's taking this opportunity to feel a little remorse about how he treated Cindy. As for my daughter Cindy, she's off studying overseas. Tom can no longer rely on her or me for support. Before Cindy married Tom, she was working for an architectural firm and always had dreams about being an architectural designer. So she went off to Finland to study. She always loved those Scandinavian design concepts. As for me, I regularly chat with Cindy, and she tells me all about her time in Europe. I even plan on joining her during her summer break. I know, it seems strange for Cindy to befriend the mother of such a despicable ex-husband, but I really feel she's my real daughter, and I plan on protecting her in the future. Besides, I have no other kids. She's my one and only daughter.